And it's Lindsay. It is Sunday, May 11th, 2025. It's Mother's Day. I don't have any kids, so I don't celebrate Mother's Day, but I did contact my mother and tell her Happy Mother's Day. I had no idea that she had been in Houston for the past few days. So, well, I mean, I knew she was in Houston, but I didn't know she was still there. And I didn't know why she was there. And now I know why she was there because she told me. And I just had to document this because of all this weird... This is for my own documenting. Yeah, this whole gang stalking stuff or whatever you want to call it. You know, I call it gang stalking. You can call it community surveillance. You can call it whatever, but... It's just the obvious thing to me is that these people, the people who do this, maybe you can call them flying monkeys sent out by the narcissist because narcissistic people are such cowards they can't confront you by themselves to tell you what they want or what they're doing, so they have to send people to do it for them. That's called flying monkeys. Those people who gang stalk and try to get you to react to their street theater and their things that they do to make you know that you're being monitored. And usually that's part of a smear campaign whenever you're involved with a narcissist. And it could be, like I said, lots of different reasons why. And it's pretty funny how they get other people to do their, because they can't communicate effectively, these people, like I said, they send other people out to mess with you, and it's just really silly that they do these kinds of things. But it's actually kind of funny because and like I said, they're doing it to try to distract you, to try to confuse you, to try to overwhelm you, to try to get you paranoid, to try to get you to react to what they're doing, so that you are afraid to maybe go back to that place, or you're so angry that you throw a tantrum or something in public to make you look even more, to discredit you. And this is just something that's a very cowardly act on behalf of narcissists to do that, but it is, since I'm so used to this, and I've been going through this for so long, for years and years of these same kinds of smear campaigns or whatever, and it doesn't even have to be like... But in this situation, like what's going on with me right now, whenever the gang stalking thing, it just comes at you from all angles. Like there's no way to really define who started it, where it started, because it's on such multiple levels when you're so far down the path of being gang stalked and whatnot, that it's like you can't really... It's like it's coming at you from so many different directions that it's very difficult to pinpoint exactly who the instigator is and why, because you know that it's multiple people who but I do at least know, you do know the main reason why. You will figure out exactly why, for the most part, like the main reason why it's happening, which goes back many years or maybe since your childhood or birth. But as far as the progression... this fucking dog going crazy next door. These people got a pit bull recently, and it's like... This dog whines and cries at all hours of the day and night. Anyway, it's just like... It'll be up in the middle of the night whining and crying early in the morning, making noises. Whatever. It's just sometimes I feel like people, if they're gonna neglect an animal, then why get one? I don't know what's going on there, but I don't have any dogs, and I don't want any dogs. It's hard enough to tend to myself, and I certainly wouldn't want to have to take care of an animal or a dog that would be neglected, because dogs need a lot of attention. Unlike cats, dogs are more demanding of attention. They're very needy, and they need constant attention. And when people... That's what's so fucked up, is whenever you see all these fucking stray dogs around this neighborhood, that a lot of them are mean. Like, some of them are okay, but a lot of them, they will try to attack you. And it's just, they'll just come out from nowhere. You'll be walking a little bit, and all of a sudden one just starts fucking chasing you and trying to bite you, and it'll startle you to the point that, yeah, you might fucking fall down. And right now I'm in no fucking position to do that, considering my injuries that I have, which, going back to what I'm saying about the fucking flying monkeys and the narcissistic shit, this whole smear campaign. So I injured myself a couple days ago, and I have to document this because it's important, because you think that, oh yeah, it'll be okay, I'll be fine in a day or two, no big deal. And when that happened to me, when I had that injury on the treadmill like that, I just got right back the fuck up and started going at it like nothing happened, literally, okay? Within 10 minutes, I was back on the treadmill doing my normal routine, which I completed that day. So I don't know how I did that, because I think I was just my body was in denial about the fact that I was in pain. I was able to just like go into, this happens to me a lot, like I might be in severe physical pain. Something might be going on physically, and I'll just ignore it. I will just go about as if nothing's going on. And I don't know how I am able to do that, but it's something that's like a programmed something in my brain where I just like am able to try to ignore it, because I'm so determined. I have such resilience, I think, that I just like, I block it out. I act like it's not going on, which is not good, because unless, some things are not good to ignore, but I just tend to like ignore things that happen a lot, that most people would run to the fucking emergency room for things that I just continue to go about. Like, they would be out of there on their way to an emergency room with some of the things that I've endured at the gym over the years, or in my life, as far as like what I don't know. Like I said, it's something that takes over my spirit and my body and my mind, because a lot of what people don't understand, if you're not somebody who exercises regularly or has a routine that you stick with, and you just go, like maybe you go to the gym every once in a while, like 2 days a week, and you spend an hour there doing a little bit of something. No, I go there every fucking day for the most part and do intensive cardio, like 3 hours or more of cardio, which is intense. That's intense, and it's brain. It's brain work. It takes a lot of concentration. It's not what people think. It takes concentration to do what I do. It's not easy. It looks easy, but it's not. It's not easy to do that at all. And so, of course, I get made fun of the way I exercise and whatnot. And you know what? Fuck you, people. If you want to make fun of me, then fuck you. Fuck you, because I'd like to see you getting on your ass doing something like that every fucking day. You don't have the determination that I do. So for you to make fun of me, which a lot of people do, a big fuck you. Because I'd like to see you get off your fucking ass and go do that. It's, they expect me to go ride around the fucking neighborhood on a bike or some shit like that, or go running around. No, I'm not 12 years old. I'm not 25 or 30. I'm old enough now that I know what I like to do. And plus, I have an injury. As you can see, I'm still healing from this injury, and it doesn't look so bad now, but it's burned. Like it's very deep. That scraping of my knee on that belt of the treadmill is very deep. It's not just, it wasn't just a little light scab. It was very deep, internal burn, like a burning. And so of course, initially I was like, yeah, it just was like red, big fucking two big, huge red on each side, a big fucking raspberry, they call it. I was doing research about what the fuck is this, because I wasn't like gushing blood, but it was like this big internal bleeding that was like a big, huge raspberry looking thing on each side on either knee, left and right. I was like, what the fuck is that? So I started researching more about it, and I was reading about treadmill belt, injuries or road burns and all this shit. And it's like, yeah, I was looking at photos, and I'm like, yeah, I did that when I was a child. I had some injuries like that off my bicycle or running around. Fuck, but at my age, on a treadmill, it's embarrassing. But I'm over it. Big deal. Things happen. But I'm just saying, as you get older, you can't, your body doesn't heal as quickly as you would when you're younger sometimes. Sometimes your body obviously heals differently, and everybody's body chemistry is different, so it might take you longer to heal. But this just happened a few days ago, and so look, I'm just showing you showing myself, I guess, for my own documentation, that look, see, I have all this kinds of shit. I have all kinds of burning cream on there right now. It doesn't look bad now because it's healing, but it's a lot of pain, like all in here on each side. It's like stinging, burning, burning sensation. And this was this knee, this is my left knee, is the worst. It was really bad. Better now. And the right one is not as bad, but anyway, what the fuck? Nobody gives a shit but me. I'm just documenting for the fucking hell of it. Because people have injuries, things happen, and thank God it wasn't outside on the road on a fucking motorcycle or on a bicycle. Because I can tell you that a couple years ago when I still lived on Canton Street, I had a really bad injury on my bike. I would ride the bike a lot, and I don't do that so much in this neighborhood anymore because so many times I'd almost get fucking hit by cars, or I would fucking fly off my bicycle and land on the sidewalk, just barely, able to break my fall with my hands. But I had and one time I almost banged my head on the concrete, and dogs would chase me and shit. So that was when I lived on Canton. I gave up the fucking riding the bike around the east side because it's just too fucking dangerous. I'll stick to a trail or maybe a little park if they have a little thing, but I'm not going to go ride my fucking bike on the streets. That was stupid. I would do that all the time and literally almost get killed every time. People would try to run me over. I would fall down. One time I literally, like, the bike flipped up in the air because a car almost hit me, and I was trying to able the car, so I flipped up the fucking curb on the sidewalk, and the bike just flew up, and I just landed, able to break my fall because I was paying close. I was able to break the fall with my hands, and I didn't get injured, seriously injured. So it's like, I just, in retrospect, I think of things that I've done that are very daring. I'm a very daring person, but I can't take those kinds of risks anymore, considering I've got a fucking metal rod in my right hip, okay? I can't fucking pound on the ground on the cement running like I used to. No, those days are gone. So I have to be more prudent, and people have to understand. It's like, I'm sorry, but there's always, I've noticed that people who are real athletic and people who are real track runners and athletes, whatnot, and you know what? That's great. I can't do that. And I used to be quite the athlete when I was running at the fucking park for miles every day outside. Before I had my fucking knee and my hip injury, before I broke my hip, I would run outside 12, 13 miles a day outside in the middle of the fucking hot sun. And I would just do it for just competing against myself, okay? And people would always ask me at Memorial Park in Houston, because they knew me. I was there every day. Every fucking day. Rain or shine, freezing weather, whatever. I was always there running. Whether it be 10 miles or 12 miles, I was there every fucking day. Okay? And I was a big time runner. And people were like, are you training for something? You're here every day. Who are you? And they would ask. Everybody knew me. Not trying to brag, but they all fucking knew me at Memorial Park. That was like the big deal to me, going to that park and running, and in addition to going to the gym every day. So that's how adamant I was, and I had to cut down on that because I was going crazy, and I kept having injuries, and I'd get sick with the fucking hematuria or the urinary tract infections and all that shit, and I'd keep running, and I would just be in like all this fucking physical pain, like dying, and I would keep going. So I had to kind of slow down. That was when I was still in my 30s. I guess, and now I'm not such I'm not a 30-year-old anymore, but I can still do things. You can do anything you really put your mind to. I know that I can do more things, but certain things in your body kind of, as you start to fall apart a little bit, unfortunately, things are not, your body just kind of like never quite, sometimes doesn't heal from certain things, and I can feel, I'm fortunate that I'm in the shape. I could be dead. I could have lost a kidney. I could have lost a leg by now. I'm surprised that I'm still intact, considering. I probably should have even lost. I've had so many fucking injuries, like on my arms and elbow. I have so many scars all over my body, all over. But it doesn't stop me. And I'm not trying to complain or brag. I'm just saying that, like, I have a lot of resilience. And I think that resilience, The key to a person's success is not about, it's about your determination, I think, and your resilience to injury, to rejection, to betrayal, and the things that happen in life, death, all these things that happen, trauma. It's like it's about your belief in yourself, your own spirituality that will lift you back up. Like, you might be feeling so shitty, having a fucking horrible day, bad things happening to you, the horrible stuff, but one day at a time, right? That's yesterday, tomorrow's a new day. So I try my best to have the attitude, well, that was a horrible day, that happened, and I try to just erase it and move on, and then think of each day as a new beginning, and just kind of let that stuff go as much as you can, even though it's hard to let go of the past, like things that happened in the past. But in order to move forward, you have to try to not dwell on it, and that's really difficult for some people, and myself included, considering certain circumstances and situations. It's very difficult to just let go of things and people, but you have to. There's people you have to let go of, there's memories you have to just let go of, and try to just cleanse your whole body and mind and spirit, or else you're going to be stagnant in that same place. And this is very essential for anybody on a different path of trying to recover from abuse, from trauma, from health issues, bad relationship, narcissistic abuse, these kinds of things. Taking care of yourself, putting yourself first. You have to put yourself first, because you have to take care of yourself. You have to, because you will, if a person continues to allow the bad influences of others and allowing that toxicity over and over and over again, like a broken record, into your life, then don't expect a better result the next time just because they say, no, don't expect that things are going to change, because these kinds of people and those kinds of situations don't get better. I used to think, I'm an example of thinking that, yeah, people will change, they'll come around, or, things will get better. No, not really. No, with certain people, no, they don't change, and it just gets worse. It just gets worse the more you let them into your life, or your sanctuary, which your home is your sanctuary. It doesn't matter what it's your sanctuary. That's your privacy. That's yours. And nobody has a right to interfere with your privacy. And when they do try to invade your privacy, if anybody tries to question you or demand answers and ask questions that are unnecessary and about your house, or about things that you like, your decoration, your style, whatever, then those people, ask yourself, why are they doing that? Why are they trying to change who you are? You see, if they don't like who you are or anything about you, then that shows that they are insecure with themselves, and they're projecting something onto you, and they're trying to get you to conform to what they think or what they want you to be. And the only reason that people would be doing that is because you're a controlling type individual. Controlling people always need to have power over others, because they are domineering, controlling, and if they don't have control over another person, this is when they start to abuse, psychologically abuse, and it can turn into physical abuse. And you don't know what the hell these kinds of people do behind closed doors. You don't know what they really do, because they never really reveal who they really are, right? They keep secrets. They hide behind a mask, and you'd be shocked at some of what these people really do, what some of their perversions, I wouldn't even want to know. Like, some of these people, you can just tell that there's something just so, it's like you just feel something that's really, you feel it in your everything. You feel it, that there's a big something warning you that there's something wrong. And a lot of times we don't listen to these instincts, these internal instincts that God, or whoever, I say God because that's what my higher power, God, the Almighty God, is trying to warn you about certain individuals because certain people are not good for your path. They might influence you and make you feel like, oh wow, you get a certain kind of high off of being around them because of the way they look or their presence or about something about them that you like. But it's all very deceptive. It's a way that they lure you in, and it's deceptive. It's deception, and it's cruel because they manipulate and they do this to other people. And it's something that's very, I call it evil. And they want to make you doubt yourself. And don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your own ability to discern about situations or people or places that make you feel uncomfortable. Because that's your intuition, and that's something that is a gift. A gift that people either have it or they don't. Okay, you either are able to discern or you're not. Your third eye's either fucking open or it's not. It sounds crazy, but really, like, after experiences, one after the next throughout your life, you will begin to just like see through shit easily. You can feel it, and you already know before you just get the feelings, and you know these things. You should know. People know these things. A lot of people do. And I'm not saying that's a psychic ability. I'm saying it's the ability to discern. It's the ability to analyze something, to pay a close attention, to listen to something, what they're talking about, how they talk about it, and then you should be able to come up with your own conclusion as to what that person's ulterior motive is, because usually they do have some kind of ulterior motive with their subjects or targets. Because I was targeted. I have to say that these people sought me out, and I was targeted by narcissistic, psychopathic type people who specifically targeted me for one reason or another. So I know from my experience, and I know other people have experiences with this as well, but I'm speaking from my own personal experience. And some stuff that happened today at the gym, just by the way of this kind of weird synchronicity or coincidences or gang stalking, whatever you want to call it. And it is Sunday today, and which, I like the gyms on the weekends because it's normally not as many people. And it's a little, and I know for whatever reason the Sundays and Saturday, especially Sundays, I enjoy more because it's more calm. And I noticed today there wasn't any music on. I didn't hear any loud music in the locker room or whatever. It was like very pleasant kind of feeling, like very calm. And I was like, wow, for once there's not loud, obnoxious music playing in the background. Okay, it was just quiet, and it was nice. It was like a sanctuary almost, a very calming environment, which is good. For the body needs that for healing, is calm environment, not chaotic. So there's people there who I see regularly. I don't know any of them by name. I only know some of the people who work there by name, the staff. But I still don't know them very well personally. But I do pay attention to the people, the members at the gyms when I go to these Gold's gyms and whatnot. And sometimes a lot of people like to do is they like to wear T-shirts with slogans on the back, or advertising brands or names or whatever, or something to catch your attention or to try to get you to react. And the way that they're doing it, to me, it's also synchronized. It's obvious that they're trying to get me to pay attention or to react, because a lot of this stuff I don't feel like it's done by accident or just randomly, because there's certain people that almost all the time, they'll wear shirts. Like there's one woman who goes there, she's probably some kind of she's probably some government, FBI, CIA, I don't know what she is, who knows, but she'll often wear T-shirts that have things on. One time she had a shirt that on the back it said over, what did it say? She'll just wear these shirts that are kind of like these weird messages that kind of like, if you read between the lines, that she's trying to get attention or trying to get somebody's attention by wearing these certain that say certain things on the back of her t-shirt, and one of it's one today. What was the last time I've seen her with three different? What was the last time it was said something like what did it say? What did her shirt say? I don't remember. It was something, but today she had one that said Oner acting, Oner acting on it, on the back. And I didn't see all the other, I didn't read everything else, but I just saw that Oner acting. And I was like, okay. I was like, what does that mean? Is that an acting studio? Is that an acting company? A business or what? And so I was like, and maybe she's an actress. Maybe she does, I don't know. I do not know what this woman does, but I have no idea what she does. But I took notice of what her shirt said, because there were not a lot of people there on the treadmill, and she was on one of the treadmills in front of me, on one of these free motion treadmills. I see her there a lot, or often, maybe a few times a week when I go there. She'll be there, and she's so she had on that shirt today. It said. She had one on, like I said, a few weeks ago, and I can't remember. It said something else. It was one of these slogans that said, and I talked about it in a video, actually. I don't remember what, now I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly what it said. But anyway, today it said Oner acting, Oner acting. And I was like, what does that mean? So I was looking it up. I was like, maybe that means something. So I started Googling it to try to see if I could figure out what that means. And it said something like, here's what it said. It says, let me see if I can reduce this screen so that I can read it from the, I'm gonna try to read it from an internet search. What I found, what that meant, because I had never heard of that. I mean, I don't know any. I took acting classes a long time ago in college and when I was at UT, big deal, like theater classes and whatnot. But I don't know about any acting schools or troupes or whatever here in San Antonio. But I was like, maybe that's an acting company that she goes to or is a business owner of. I don't know. Maybe who knows. And so I looked it up, and I was like, what? I can't find anything about Oner acting. And so then I put it in parentheses, and I did a Google search, and I came up with something. I was able to find something. Now I can't find it. Let's see. Because it said something about, it says, now I can't find it again. But it's mentioned something about, it was something, well, I was able to find something earlier by doing a search that defined it. And it said something along the lines of, and now for whatever reason it's not coming up on my search engine. That's weird. And just earlier it was. It said something about like online acting, like online stuff. Okay, here it is. In filmmaking, a oner. Oh, maybe it's oner. Okay, Oner as Oner. So that is like oner acting. Okay, there we go. So if you pronounce it oner or Oner, Oner acting. In filmmaking, a oner refers to a single continuous shoot that can last for several minutes, even encompassing entire scenes or multiple scenes. It's also known as a long take or one shot. a oner is characterized by its uninterrupted nature, meaning the camera doesn't stop filming the action. Okay, and so, okay, that's what oner means. So her shirt said oner acting. But then I had found something else on the search that was talking more about something about online. The oner, the oner tropedia. The oner cuts were, it's something about acting, I guess. It's some kind of lingo used in the film industry, I suppose, or I had never heard of that. I don't know anything about that lingo or jargon vernacular. But nonetheless, something about, because I also found something about online acting, when it's just yourself, you're doing it yourself, and it's like videos, something, so whatever. Anyway, so her shirt said that, and I was like, okay. And then when I went to the locker room, after I was done using the treadmill or leaving, she was in there standing by the mirror, and she was doing something, putting on some makeup or something, standing at the mirror. And I was like, okay, interesting. I don't know. I suppose she's an actress. Maybe she's an actress, or wants to be, or who knows. So that happened today. And then when I was done with the elliptical machine, first of all, I got on one that didn't work. Within 10 minutes, it just stopped working. Like, that's what happens is a lot of these elliptical machines, you get on them, and then within a few minutes, they just stop working, or they don't elevate to the level which they're supposed to go up to 20. They mostly don't, and you can feel. I've been on these machines so many times, you can feel when they're not working, because the resistance is supposed to be difficult. If you have it at a 20 resistance, it's supposed to be pretty difficult. Well, sometimes these machines clearly are not functioning properly, because you can just feel that they're not, as compared to one that something's not right about the other one. And, the fucking tread, like, I still tend to get on a treadmill that the tread is all fucked up. It's so worn out, but for whatever reason, I like to get on that treadmill because certain reasons. And I'm starting to think that, you know what, it's so fucking worn out, the tread on that machine, that I should probably not get on that machine anymore, because it's really worn out. The one where I had the accident earlier in the last week, yeah. So whatever. But see, it's the way. The thing that I like is it's the way these machines are designed. The free motion treadmill. Well, it's in the fucking name of the machine, free motion. In other words, it gives you the ability to kind of, go. It's like a free motion. And what I've noticed about people, what I don't understand is, like, if they have those kinds of treadmills that are free motion, think about what that word free motion means, that you kind of like experiment with the levels and whatnot. But I've noticed that most people who I see using the free motion incline treadmills, they just stay at a very low level. They don't even fuck around with the incline. I'm like, well, why don't you just get on another, if you don't want to fucking use the incline, which is what it's for, why don't you just go on the fucking matrix like everybody else and be a robot and fucking like an order robot, walk in a straight line? I like to fuck around with the incline. That's why it's a free motion, free to move around and use it like a fucking platform is what I do. I utilize the machine the way you're supposed to, or at least attempt to. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste my fucking time driving fucking 20 fucking miles every day to go use a machine that has a fucking 30 incline. It's common sense to me, but other people don't fucking understand that, and I don't give a shit because they're always giving me dirty looks. Well, fuck you. I've been using those fucking machines now for a long time. Free motion machines like that in incline treadmills. So I know what I know, and fuck what these people think. They don't fucking know me like I know myself. So then I'm getting off the elliptic, and I'm not angry. I'm sorry if my tone of voice changed, but it does get me kind of aggravated, because it's like these people are hive mind robots. Like, you see them, they get on the matrix, and they just kind of like, it's like it's all about appearance, and it's like they fucking look like robots. Some of them, literally, like stiff robots. They have to make sure their posture is perfect. It's like, who fucking cares? Everybody, they have to make sure that they look perfect, or else if they have because I've got fucked up back, fucked up body, but I don't give a shit. I'm used to people looking at me like I'm crazy. They do it all the time, but fuck it, I'm gonna get on the fucking machine anyway. Even if I look like a retard or a midget or all the names that they fucking throw at me to make fun of me, especially during the week when the fucking media fucking sport commentator shits on. They really fucking make a mockery out of me. On the weekends, it's usually just car racing or street car racing or horse racing or shit like that, and not these sports commentator shit. Thank God, because I get so fucking irritated with the fucking media, TVs. I hate it. Hate that. I just don't even look at it. I do not look at the fucking TVs if I don't have to. I just try to avoid it and focus on what I'm doing in my whatever. I get real fucking irritated with that shit. More than you can imagine. So then, so I'm getting off the elliptical, and then there's another dude, he looks like he's Hispanic, kind of, short hair, black hair, sports kind of buzz cut looking hairdo. He's got on a jersey, a soccer looking jersey or some kind of something. Maybe he's a soccer player. I don't know. And his t-shirt on the back, it says Norris, 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 the name Norris in white capital letters. I think it was like a red jersey, like a red soccer looking jersey. And I'm like, Norris. And then I was like, okay, well, that's funny because this morning, and the reason I talk about this is because here's more proof that they're monitoring me in my house, what I do in the mornings, my routine, and fucking broadcasting it, my privacy, because of their surveillance in this house. And I know that for a fact. It's fucking obvious, because this is not just a fucking coincidence. Here's proof. I had put this morning this will that belonged to my great-grandmother, Lita Bess Griffith, the one who died from Dallas, Texas, my great-grandmother on my mom's side. I put it it was in the desk. Inside that desk, okay? I removed it from the little cubby hole this morning, and I placed it right here, right there, like that, by that candle. I put it right there. If you can see that. I don't know if there's a lot of bright light, but I'm trying to film for documenting this obvious surveillance stuff. I put it right there. The will, okay, that I have. That I talked about the story about this thing, but what happened to me in Ferndale, Houston, at my mother's house, which, by the way, she just said she sold it, and that's why she was in Houston, is because she sold the house. I knew she'd been renting it out, but all of a sudden now she's like, I've been in Houston cleaning out, and I've got so much stuff and furniture, and I just sold the house to the people who were living in it. They wanted to buy it, so they bought the house. I'm like, okay. And it's mother's, she's like telling me all about this. I'm like, okay, cool. So you sold the house on Ferndale for how? I didn't ask her for how much. I don't know how much she sold that thing for. But anyway, this is when I was living at that house on Ferndale, around 2015 or whatever, before I moved to San Antonio, and I was in the closet upstairs. And I had a lot of storage stuff in that closet. That's when this fucking will just fell on my fucking head. It just fell down from one of the shelves and fucking landed on top of my head. And it's that original will from Lita Bess Griffith, my great-grandmother on my mother's side. Her son was Kenneth Griffith, the one who was a World War II pilot, Air Force dude, or fighter pilot, who died in action in the war. So anyway, the will, okay, these people lived in Dallas. And by the way, I'm just documenting. I'm just documenting because this is no coincidence what happened today at the fucking gym. I pay attention to all this shit stuff going on around me. So I put the will there this morning because I do my own little That's my privacy, by the way. The fucking government has no fucking right to be spying on me in my own house when I'm doing my rituals, when I'm lighting a candle, when I'm meditating. Whatever I'm doing is my fucking business. Burning an incense, which I did as well. I had an incense burning in that Juan Dinero candle, and then I put the will right in between that candle and the skull and the Santa Muerte. Big fucking deal, but to these people, oh, that's entertainment. Let's watch her because she's a... I don't give a fuck what the fuck these people think about me, that I'm a Santeria, that I practice voodoo, whatever you want to think about me, because that's bullshit. Lighting candles and praying doesn't mean that I'm a witch or a Satan, and I'm sure as a fuck not a Satanist. I'll tell you that right now, but these people will come up with any and all kinds of asinine conclusions to try to categorize somebody who's different. Okay, that's what people do, and it's illegal to surveil somebody in their own house via this fucking satellite surveillance or hidden cameras or whatever the fuck. It's illegal. Why? The question is, why would they be doing that to me for so many years? Why? What do they want? What are they trying to accomplish? And why me? And I have been asking the same question over and over and over again, fighting for justice. I didn't agree to be surveilled in my house. I didn't give anybody fucking permission to use me as a cop, to mock me, exploit me in that kind of way. So clearly there's some kind of financial gain that these criminals have by doing that. And that's why I'm fighting for justice. This is a concern about legal issues. It's about my legal violation of my rights, privacy rights, which is a violation of the Constitution. Whenever somebody's illegally hacking into your phone, your computer, your home via hidden cameras, wherever the fuck is in. I have no idea because I don't put fucking hidden cameras in the house to watch myself. But I suspect that somewhere in this house are hidden cameras. I don't know where, but I can feel it. I can sense that there's something watching me in this house. And it's not God. Yeah, maybe I'm being watched by angels and spirits. I don't know. But I'm talking about government fucking surveillance, intrusive, voyeuristic behavior, which is illegal. And that's a crime against my rights. And it's very it's very much a violation of my human rights. It's disgusting to feel that violated like that. I know that I'm under surveillance and I don't want it to be. I don't want to be. I want to be let the fuck alone because it makes me mad. Because whenever a person feels like they're being watched all the time, it fucks with your head, it fucks with your emotions, it fucks with your health. And it fucks up all your relationships because these motherfuckers are usually involved with it to some extent, knowing good and well that they're targeting you, for example. But back to that thing with the will that I put this morning on my shrine or my altar, which is my little meditate. That's my business, mine. What I do there is my business, nobody else's, okay? That's my personal space. And that's why another reason I don't like people coming into my fucking house and fucking around, because that is sacred territory. Very sacred territory right there. I don't want anybody fucking touching it, going anywhere near that. So today, the guy had this T-shirt that said Norris on the back, and it was so synchronized because it was exactly when I was getting off the elliptical. As soon as I'm getting off, he gets on that far right treadmill to the very right by the trash bin and the paper towels right there to the far right, the one that's next to the one that I normally get. I was like, oh, this couldn't be perfect. What perfect timing, right? Whoa, but I'm so dumb. That's just my imagination, Lindsay. That's nothing, ignore it. And I was like, Norris. Oh, Norris. And go figure. But that's just a coincidence, Lindsay. Don't be so ridiculous and, what's wrong with you? But no, it's not just a coincidence. It's showing that I'm under surveillance. Because look at the name. Can you see? Norris. Howard Lee Norris. Sulphur Springs, attorney at law. Okay, Sulphur Springs, that's where I guess she died. Her last, did she die in Sulphur Springs? Sulphur Springs. Yeah, I guess that's where the Sulphur Springs, I think, is somewhere east Texas, like outside of Dallas, like a few. Because I've been to Sulphur Springs before. I saw her house that she had a long time ago, where I found the diamond ring in the fucking fern plant. Found her engagement diamond ring in this big, huge fern plant that she had in the living room, and she was so happy because she had been looking for that thing for years and years, and I just accidentally came across it in her playing around in her living room and found the fucking diamond ring in the dirt there in the fern plant. And I gave it back to her, and she was just like in shock. So this is her will. But anyway, that Norris name, see, and I've already talked about the contents of this thing. And that's part of the reason, that's one of the big reasons why I'm being punished by my mother and by other so-called family. Because she knows that I fucking have this thing. Or she knows that I make fucking YouTube videos. And she's pissed off because I figured it out. So that's why a lot of this shit is happening to me. It's like a form of punishment to silence me, to keep me in a little fucking trap. Okay? I know that. I saw what this fucking thing says. I don't know exactly how much money this woman was worth, but it wasn't just I don't know exactly, but there's something to be said about this. So I read about what's going on in here. And I was included in this. But nobody told me about that growing up. No. But I found out, and that really rattled her feathers, didn't it?